Hello and welcome to that football show here on YouTube, the YouTube channel for all things football. Yes, I'm Joe Stanley and I'm back. This time I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm starting a mini-series. I'm getting fans of different teams and different clubs talking about different matches that they've been to and picking their top 5 matches. So I'm going to kick things off myself. I'm a Liverpool fan, as you will all know. I'm going to get things underway with my top 5. So at number 5, it's this bad boy. Merseyside derby, FA Cup third round. 7:55 kick-off on the 5th of January 2018 between Liverpool and Everton. It was a firecracker of a fixture, and a fixture where a certain Dutch defender made his Liverpool debut, Mr. Virgil van Dijk. Let me just zoom up to the camera there. Liverpool, yes, he made his Liverpool debut. It was a big question of whether he would or wouldn't make his debut this game, and he has. He did make his debut. It was an electric atmosphere. Wayne Rooney was playing for Everton in this game, and he was getting some stick from the cough where I was sat this game. It was an unbelievable atmosphere, a great experience of a Merseyside derby. Pride, passion, everything was on the line. Liverpool took the lead early on through James Milner penalty, and then obviously the game ebbed and flowed. There was a lot of feisty challenges as you'd expect in this game. The atmosphere was just unreal. Wayne Rooney got booked early on for a tackle, which preceded some chants about him being what's a blue, always a mankin. His love for grannies, let's just say. But it was an unbelievable game of football. Obviously, Liverpool got the penalty, Milner scored it, did what he does well from the penalty spot. And then Everton equalised in the second half with a counter-attack goal from Gylfi Sigurdsson. It was a great goal, to be fair, to Everton. Ball on the counter-attack, ball down the wing, played across the box, and Gylfi Sigurdsson comes in, side foots, finished. The whole of the Anfield Road lower was full of Everton fans, such as competition rules with the ticketing. So the whole sea of blue in the away end, celebrating the old horse, that they were going to come away from Anfield or something, and Sam Allardyce and Samuel Lee were dancing around the touchline. But then, big Virgil on his debut. The funny thing about this is, in the week I've been talking with an Evertonian that I get on well with, called Lee, and I said to him, we talked about derby. He said that Everton were going to come away with something from the derby, and I said, nah, you crazy mate. I said 2-1, and I tell you what, Virgil van Dijk was scoring debut. He told me that I was the crazy one. I had the last laugh, because late on, corner from Oxlade-Chamberlain, what a ball. Whips in, Virgil van Dijk on debut, heads home on the corner, and I just loved the commentary from the commentators on BBC on this game. When I got home I watched the highlights on BBC, and the commentary, and it sparked this commentary.
It's a looking corner, Pickford didn't get it! Van Dijk did! Liverpool are go again! Virgil van Dijk on debut!
It's just unreal commentary, great goal, absolute bedlam, strangers hugging one another. I've got this random bloke who sat behind me, hugging me. It was an amazing atmosphere, amazing game. Great, Liverpool played well that game. Great to get the result and get to the next round. Unfortunately, in the next round we were knocked out 3-2 by West Brom, but that's the way the FA Cup goes sometimes. At number 4 in my countdown is another cup competition. It's the Carabao Cup between Liverpool and Arsenal on the 30th of October 2019. So a couple of weeks ago as I filmed this, 7:30 kick-off. Bit of a bizarre kick-off time for a cup game. I know what some of you are thinking, but Joe, it was essentially a game full of kids playing. A kids game, the reserves team. And according to Irish Guy, it was just on HITC Sport. Oh, it's just a reserve fixture. It's 5-0. Why is it that interesting when it's a bunch of reserve team players? Well, I'll tell you why it was interesting. It was a game, it doesn't matter who was playing in it. Player-wise, it was a fantastic game of football. Okay, there was defensive errors, but you had some senior players in there for both sides. You had Mesut Ozil captain in Arsenal. You had James Milner playing for Liverpool. You had the Ox playing against his former club and scoring an absolute worldie. It was an unbelievable game of football. It's a game that ebbed and flows. Obviously, some people might say it's just the Carabao Cup. And yeah, okay, Carabao Cup's not that interesting. It's not the Champions League, it's not the Premier League. But for me, it was a fantastic game of football. It was good to see two teams, even though they put out a weakened lineup as such, taking the competition and having a good go at the competition. It's the first time I've been to a game where it's gone to a penalty shootout as well. I think, yeah, it's an exciting game of football. It was full of goals. Excuse me whilst I reach for my notes, because I had to note down when all this happened. So we had Liverpool went 1-0 up in the 6th minute from Mustafi on goal. I thought it was Brewster on might be on the cop, but it was Mustafi. Torreira equalised for Arsenal. Then Martinelli scored after defensive errors at the back for Liverpool. Then Martinelli scored his second to make it 3-1 to Arsenal. Liverpool got a penalty when Harvey Elliott was brought down. Milner does what he does best, as I said, in the Everton game. Slots the penalty home, 3-2, half time, 3-2. Liverpool thought Liverpool were going to get back into it. Then Maitland-Niles scores after another defensive error, I think this time by James Milner. Then Oxlade-Chamberlain scores a stunning goal. It's between him and Willock for the goal of the game. I mean, he just cracks it on the half volley and smashes it into the top corner. It's his former goal. What a goal. I was hoping that the Ox would score that night, and he did. Unbelievable strike. And obviously Origi equalised. Divock Origi keeping up his good record in this competition because he loves a goal in the Carabao Cup, does Divock. Then you've got Willock scoring that 25-yard scream for Arsenal when they surely thought they'd won the tie with that. It was unbelievable. There's nothing you could do about Arsenal on the counter-attack. Running through, Willock just taking it past multiple Liverpool players. Nothing Lallana could do. Lallana couldn't bring him down because he got booked early on. And he just bends a right foot shot over and into the top corner. Nothing Calleja could do about it. Arsenal were in dreamland until the man again, big Divock Origi, ball whipped in from the right hand side, acrobatic effort, brings it to penalties, and then obviously Liverpool win 5-4 on penalties with Dani Ceballos, the man on loan from Real Madrid for Arsenal, missing a crucial penalty. Great save by Calleja, young Irish goalkeeper for Liverpool. And then obviously Curtis Jones, the boyhood Liverpool fan, stepping up to whip a penalty into the bottom right hand corner past the sparing dive of the Arsenal goalkeeper Martinez, and Liverpool were into the next round of the cup. At number 3 in this countdown, it's the first of 3 Champions League fixtures. That's all I'm going to say about the other 2 in the top 2. It's a Champions League quarter-final. The Battle of Britain, as it was dubbed by BT Sport. Liverpool versus Manchester City, the 2 that are battling it out for the title this season. The game was played on the 4th of April 2018. Champions League quarter-final, first leg. Kick-off was 7:45. It was a dramatic game of football. I'm not going to touch what happened off the pitch that night. That's a completely different narrative, completely different storyline. On the pitch, there was fireworks. It was an unbelievable game of football. Amazing atmosphere inside Anfield. And Liverpool blew Manchester City away inside the first 30 minutes. Liverpool took the lead through Mohamed Salah. Liverpool get the ball down the right side, play it in. Firmino has a shot saved. Second ball cross. Salah takes the touch, brings it onto his left foot, fires it into the back of the net. Liverpool in dreamland. What a start. 1-0 against the favourites of the Champions League that season, Manchester City. Then they get a second goal. And this goal from the man Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He does it again. He gets the ball, takes a touch. He'd already scored a scream against City in the lead that season. Takes a touch and he cracks the ball right-footed into the back of the cup net and spot this remarkable, beautiful line of commentary from Darren Fletcher on BT Sport.
Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain. He can hit one! Oh, he can hit one! That is an absolute screamer from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Liverpool double their lead after 20 minutes at Anfield, and that is a rocket from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 0.
And then obviously, you just got to love that line of commentary. It's one of the line that comes into it. It's synonymous with Liverpool in the Champions League now. Gerrard against Olympiacos in 2004-2005 season in the group stage, when he hit that one to send Liverpool into the knockout stages. The "Oh, you beauty" line, the "Oh, you beauty" line from Andy Gray is one for that year. Alright, we didn't win the Champions League in 2018, but that commentary line is synonymous with that season and that game. And it's just a remarkable and one of my favourite lines of commentary from Darren Fletcher there. Oh, he can hit one. Oh, he can hit one. It's an absolute screamer from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Unbelievable strike, unbelievable goal. Anfield was bouncing, Anfield was rocking. The noise cranked up even more. And then we got a third through Sadio Mane. Wonderful finish from him. Sadio Mane loves a goal against Manchester City. Big performance, especially when getting sent off in the league early on the season. He had a point to prove. When he proved it in the league game when he scored against them there in the 4-3 win in the league in the January. But then in this Champions League game, Liverpool just in a world of their own. Unbelievable atmosphere. City was stunned, Pep Guardiola was stunned. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't cope with the atmosphere at Anfield. They couldn't cope with Liverpool's press. They couldn't cope with the ability. They couldn't cope with the European night. Liverpool just played them off the park. Okay, second half was a nervy affair. City did grow a little bit into the game, and they did have a goal ruled out. And Gabriel Jesus put the ball in net, but the winger was offside. Manchester City's winger was offside, and well, Mia Morales was offside. Great ball across the box though for Manchester City, but he was offside. So Jesus' goal was ruled out. Liverpool held on for the 3-0 win, and obviously in the second leg went on to win. Unbelievable night, unbelievable atmosphere. Well, the loudest have heard the stadium, and a great result for Liverpool, and some remarkable commentary from the BT Sport team. Moving on to number 2 in my countdown, it's the Champions League game that kicked off the road to number 6. It was on the 18th of September 2018, 8 o'clock kickoff, Liverpool versus PSG. Well, what can I say about this game? It's the game with the two biggest teams, arguably the two biggest teams in the group of death, as it was last season, with Liverpool, PSG, Napoli and Red Star Belgrade. No respect to Napoli and Red Star. When I say Liverpool and PSG were the two biggest teams in this group, they were. They're the two teams that you expect to get into the latter stages of the Champions League. The two teams that you expect to finish first and second in the group, which they did inevitably in the end that season. Although Liverpool did make hard work of it with their away games, but we like to make things fun for ourselves and like to make things dramatic on the road to winning European Cups to Liverpool. This is the game that kicked it all off for Liverpool, and it was an exciting game, exciting atmosphere. Great to see PSG, the French champions, come to England. Great to see a team that, okay, yeah, you can argue they're there where they are because of the oil money, they're because of the sheikh that owns them. But it's, well, they're just the Qatarian group that own them. But it's unbelievable team, the unbelievable stars. Just look at this team sheet here from the match that evening. I was lucky enough to be given one. You just look at the PSG team. They had Alphonse Areola, who was in goal, who's quality goalkeeper. I think it's like France number 2. You've got Thiago Silva at the back, captain Brazil. You have Kimpembe, another rising star of football. Marquinhos, another Brazilian player, unbelievable talent. You have Edison Cavani, great striker for Uruguay and great player. He played for Napoli in Italy, great goal scoring record. Look at Neymar. What can you say about the Brazilian maestro? Unbelievable talent, although he is prone to the occasional dive and theatrics. But he was unreal in the World Cup as well. Great ability, great player, great talent, can't deny it. I was lucky enough to see him play for the Brazil national team against Croatia at Anfield, which is a game I'll get to touch on later on in the video. Unbelievable player, unbelievable talent, one of the best players in the world. I'd say one of the top 10 players in the world there. Angel Di Maria, former Manchester United player, but still quality player for big clubs like Benfica and Real Madrid. And then you've got Kylian Mbappe, rising star of French football, unbelievable talent. I hope Mbappe 2020 is true for Liverpool fans, because if he comes to Anfield, our attack is just going to be unreal. Highly unlikely, but imagine if it came true. Just that night, get to see him play. And then obviously you got the talents in the Liverpool squad. You got Van Dijk, Wijnaldum, Milner, Mane, Henderson, Salah, Firmino, who was on the bench that night due to his injury against. It's just unreal. And just looking at this game, how lucky I was to be there that night. And in the Upper Mainland, an unbelievable atmosphere, unbelievable. PSG fans were loud and furious, and they were very good actually. They were quite respectful, and they even joined in "You'll Never Walk Alone," which is unbelievable. I didn't realise at the time until I come home and later saw the videos on social media of their fans. They were fantastic fans. They were loud outside the ground, walking up to the ground. They come into the ground, they created an atmosphere in the away end, and they behaved themselves perfectly as well, and set a good example of how travelling fans should act when they travel to the ground. Liverpool fans did the usual, did the atmosphere, created the special European night atmosphere. What was another special European night on the road to number 6? It kick-started it all. And onto the game. It was a game where the players matched up. I've just gone on and touched on the names. The battles in the midfield were key. The battles in the attack and the person in defence. It was unbelievable. Liverpool and PSG were matching each other toe for toe in this game. It was unbelievable. Liverpool took the lead with Daniel Sturridge header. He kick-started it all off. He was in the place of the injured Roberto Firmino, who had an eye injury from getting poked in the eye by Jan Vertonghen in the weekend game at Wembley Stadium against Tottenham Hotspur. So Firmino was only fit enough for the bench. But great goal, great start. Wijnaldum brought down James Milner, Mr. Reliable from the penalty spot, coolly slots it into the back of the net. 2-0. Liverpool had a commanding lead, but there PSG did pull one back from Thomas Meunier. Great finish, great swivel and turn left-footed to draw the ball past Alisson. The first goal, one of the first goals that Alisson conceded in his Liverpool career. In the first, obviously, first Champions League goal in the first Champions League game. Unbelievable strike. Then PSG in the second half equalised through a wonderful goal by Mbappe. It was just counter-attacking football at its best. Pass, quick interchange with Neymar, who slips it through the two centre-backs. Mbappe runs through and just rolls it past Alisson Becker. 2-2, and Mbappe is one of my favourite players in the world. One of my favourite players, non-LC players. Firmino is my favourite at the moment, and Stingjal's my favourite all the time. But Mbappe is in the top 10 for me, along with the likes of Iniesta and stuff, because it's just sheer quality. He's a good lad, he's a young lad, he's an amazing performance at the World Cup in the previous summer, and he's got a good attitude and great ability, and he's only going to get better and better, and will be a Ballon d'Or winner one day. Not my words on that. Great finish from Mbappe, but then the drama down the other end. Liverpool brought on Roberto Firmino, and Roberto Firmino scores the winner late on, and it was an unbelievable finish. Corner played out, Firmino gets the ball. His ball's played through for Firmino. He cuts one way, he cuts the other. That's an inside, twisting, turning the PSG defenders, finds a right-footed shot across the goal, into the far side, in the 91st minute to win it, and then does the famous eye cover celebration that I was replicating the following week, a couple of weeks later, when I was playing football with my friends and having a kick about, like we do quite regularly. Quite competitive fiction. I scored in the week. Everyone's saying, "Joe, if you score at the weekend, do the Bobby Firmino." I duly obliged. Scored. Bobby Firmino. I know I'm doing it wrong hand, but still. Bobby Firmino. Great finish. Happy days. Liverpool. That's what sent them on the road to win the Champions League Madrid that season, and it made a lot of us believe. Even when we had the defeats away to Napoli, away to PSG in that controversial game, and the shot defeat to Red Star Belgrade over there in Serbia, we still had the belief that we could go on to do it. And then you look at the rest of the competition, it set the tone for the rest of the competition. We swept aside Bayern, beat them at the Allianz, not an easy place to go, but we swept them aside. We beat Porto home and away. We beat Barcelona, but this game was one of my favourite ones as well, because of the drama, the passion, how both teams left everything on the pitch, and then at the end of the game respected one another, left the field of play, both of the fans respected one another. It was a wonderful night, wonderful atmosphere, wonderful game, full of goals, full of joy, full of passion, full of excitement. It's what the Champions League is all about. Before I get to number one in my countdown, there's a few honourable mentions of games that didn't quite make the cut for the top 5. Starting off with two non-Liverpool games here. The JD World Cup Final 2017 between Barcelona and TNS. It wasn't the most exciting game of football itself. It was 2-1 victory for Barcelona. That was the most exciting bit when they come back into it late on, the last 20 minutes, to nick it in their first ever JD World Cup Final. For me, I've put this given this an honourable mention because of the occasion. It was a great occasion, great day to be at that cup final. I got invited down there because I was doing work experience with TNS, and I got to commentate on the game. Wonderful experience. Getting to meet Chris Coleman. I'm a proud Englishman myself. I'm an England fan myself. But getting to meet Chris Coleman, who was world manager at the time, and then talk to him about how Wales had done at the Euros in 2016. Great opportunity. So that's why that gets an honourable mention. Another honourable mention of a TNS game was when they played FC Europa in the Champions League qualifiers. Good game of football, dramatic, exciting. FC Europa won this one 2-1. I got to meet some of the staff at the club, and they were fantastic, and it was a great opportunity to commentate on a Champions League game. And some of the players they had, like Walker, who went on to play for Notts County for a short spell, and has gone back over to play in the Gibraltarian League. And then you had Kike Sanchez-Benal, who was another forward there, who's got great quality and great ability, and scored a stunning goal to win the tie for them. That first leg, unbelievable. Two other games, I've got the game between Manchester United and Liverpool and United at Anfield in the Europa League last 16 in 2016. That was the first time the two sides faced each other in Europe, believe it or not. And it's an exciting fixture. Sturridge scored a penalty for Liverpool in what was an unbelievable night, atmosphere-wise and on the pitch. scored a penalty early on to give Liverpool lead, and Bobby Firmino put the cap on the performance with another wonderful goal. Another game that I want to mention is the Brazil versus Croatia game at Anfield that I touched on before in the PSG analysis. And talk about the PSG game. That was the only international game I've been to today. It was a fantastic experience. You don't get many opportunities to see Brazil national team play live, and Croatia is another country and national team that I respect massively. So you're getting to watch those two play. Wonderful, was unreal. Neymar scored that goal when he took it past 2-3 defenders and life to the roof of the net in front of the goal. And Bobby Firmino putting the cap on the performance with a chip finish was unreal. And another one I want to mention is Liverpool versus Cardiff, 3-1 in 2013. It was an amazing game, great atmosphere. I sat in the Anfield Road for this one, and it was the first game since Luis Suarez has signed a bumper new contract. Little to be know that 6 months down the line he'd be waltzing off to Barcelona for £75 million, which was an absolute bargain for them. But yeah, he had a soundbite of commentary of Luis Suarez's moments in the pre-match over the tunnel at Anfield. It was unbelievable. He came onto the pitch, captain Liverpool that day in the absence of the injured Steve Gerrard, and he played out this world, scored 2 stunning goals. Sterling got another goal for them. Jordan Much scored for Cardiff to pull them back in the second half. But it was a fantastic game of football. Number 1 on the list, and it's one of a few games that in football, there's a few moments in football that actually reduced me to tears, but this game did reduce me to tears. This was the most unbelievable game of football, the loudest I've ever heard Anfield, the greatest game I've ever seen. Liverpool versus Barcelona. You can't miss this out. Champions League semi-final, second leg, 7th of May 2019, 8 o'clock kick-off. I love the programme cover as well, by the way. It looks like the stained glass windows of the Gaudi's Cathedral. But this game, I just get filled with emotion every time I think about it. What I experienced that night, what I saw that night. The atmosphere was electric inside the ground. It was the loudest I've ever heard Anfield. From the moment the players walked out to warm up, they welcomed the Liverpool players. They booed the Barcelona players and just unnerved them. Barcelona is my favourite Spanish club. If I had to pick a foreign club, but a team abroad stuff, it's Barcelona. And some of the players, I think Messi's the best player in the world. Fantastic talent, unbelievable talent. And get to see him play live is unbelievable. You look at the Barcelona team that evening. Again, lucky enough to get a hold of a team sheet from that night. Says holding it properly, but we look at the players on that list: Ter Stegen, Piqué, Rakitic, Busquets, Coutinho returned to Anfield. What a reception he got. Suarez returning to Anfield, reception he got. Messi, Jordi Alba, all Champions League winners, and a couple of them won World Cups in there as well. And you look at the Barcelona bench, they had Arthur, Malcolm, Semedo, Romano, Sillissen, all quality players in their own right, all belong in a team that should go on to win the Champions League. And they were leading this game 3-0 from the first leg. They looked like they were in Madrid. They had one foot in Madrid, and somehow Liverpool turned it around in an unbelievable atmosphere. It's loud you could not hear. My ears were ringing the next day still, and I'd lost my voice. It was an unbelievable night of football. From the minute 1 to the last minute, the ground was unreal. Liverpool took the lead in this one on the night. John Henderson had a shot parried, and the ball came into Origi. Unbelievable strike. Liverpool won it up. 1-0 at half time. Second half comes on, the ball down the right hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold initially lost the ball, but he had the desire, the gut, the determination to win it back. Plough down the right hand side, ball in the box. Gini Wijnaldum, side footed finish, 3-2. Could Liverpool be about to pull the impossible? Could they be doing something that nobody expected them to do before the match? Except when I did it in a preview for Let's Talk Sport, and my United supporting friend Jamie mocked me. But hey, what can you do? And then I was vindicated by my blind belief in my club. And then Liverpool, quick fire again. Gini Wijnaldum, he loves a goal in the Champions League semi-final. He scored against Roma the previous season. Great ball for Shaqiri, whips it into the box. Wijnaldum gets up, heads a beautiful header. And Darren Fletcher in the commentary box at BT summed it up with this commentary.
Shaqiri. Wijnaldum! Oh, it's 3! Liverpool are all the way back! Gini Wijnaldum, the Champions League hero! Barcelona can't believe it! Liverpool 3, Barcelona 0, story.
You think about going into this game, Liverpool were without Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino, two key players. Firmino with a thigh problem, Mohamed Salah had a head injury picked up in the previous game at the weekend against Newcastle in a 3-2 win at St James's Park that helped Liverpool cling on to the title race until the last day of the season. And so they came into the game, and Origi and Shaqiri filled in those roles, and people were like, oh, Liverpool got no chance now. But those two players stepped up. And they were heroes. Wijnaldum come on for Robertson, who got injured at half time after getting kicked around the pitch by Suarez, and Suarez didn't get any cards or whatever, but hey, that's the nature of the beast. And Shaqiri delivers a cross, and Wijnaldum heads home a beautiful header, 3-3. Nobody could believe what was going on. There was always a little bit of nagging doubt, and there's a chance that Barcelona get one goal to tie us over, but Liverpool just seemed to dominate. Van Dijk had the defence organised. Alisson was having a worldie. Everything just seemed to fall into place that night. And then the most unbelievable thing from 19-year-old Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool win a corner. The ball boy bowls in the ball quickly, and he takes the ball, puts it on the spot, walks away, doesn't look interested, walks away, turns around quickly, plays a ball into the box. Origi is the only one alert. Barcelona asleep. Trent and Origi, wavelength, ball in, bang, and it spot this line of commentary from Liverpool's LFCTV's very own Steve Hunter.
Corner taken quickly, Origi! Yeah! Yeah! Unbelievable! Steve Origi!
Unbelievable. The commentary sums it up. Dramatic night. I couldn't believe it. Strangers were hugging me. Strangers were hugging everyone. People just going smothering one another. I was in the upper main stand. Unbelievable atmosphere. The whole ground was electric. And then obviously Liverpool held on. James Milner holding it in the corner, Wijnaldum backing him up, sheer belief, determination, grit, and then the celebrations afterwards when the players were hand in hand, line in line in the cup. Liverpool done that years ago after getting a draw against West Brom, got mocked. Tonight they weren't getting mocked, and the way that all the players, the unity together, standing in front of the cop singing Never Walk Away, brought it to anyone else. I watch the footage now and I get emotional, shivers, tears. I was crying that night. It's one of a few football matches that actually bring tears to the eyes. I could not believe what I'd seen, what I had witnessed. It was one of the most dramatic games of football, and if this isn't in any Liverpool fans' top two, if not even number one, maybe Istanbul, you could possibly argue tops it. It's between Istanbul and this as the greatest Champions League game in Liverpool history, and let alone in football history. I think, let alone Liverpool's own history. I think these are the top two of the top three games, most dramatic Champions League games ever, top dramatic football games ever, the greatest semi-final ever. Tottenham runs it close, but this still tops it for me. Unbelievable game of football. How can it not be number one? I can't believe how lucky I was to be in the ground like that. It had everything. Cards, goals, drama, passion, quality players, best player in the world in Messi, one of the best players in the world in Mo Salah for Liverpool, best manager in the world in my opinion, Jurgen Klopp. Great tactics, great atmosphere. Anfield Stadium played its part. Liverpool played their part in the greatest semi-final of all time. Went to Madrid, went on and won it. What more can you